Yes. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to United View. Hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another Euro 2024 match view. The first of the day, the first of two today, because of course right now we've got Poland versus the Netherlands. Later on today we've got Serbia versus England, which of course I'll be live for as well. There is so much going on in the world of football at the moment, and a bit of Manchester United influence. Not so much in this game, but certainly later on today we'll wait and see if Kobbie Mainoo is going to be involved. But how are we all doing? Hope you're all doing good as you file in. Be sure to click the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. The Euros continues to rock on. I mean, a lot of goals, certainly, in the games thus far. Maybe no sort of shocks, really. I suppose maybe you could say the biggest shock was yesterday a bit of Hungary and Switzerland, even though there wasn't huge expectation, shall we say, on Hungary. But people were keeping an eye out for them, and Switzerland quite easily really dispatched them. They were very impressive, and Hungary were actually very poor, weren't they? And then last night, it looked for a second we were going to get a bit of a shock for a second with Albania scoring after 30 seconds. But instead, the reigning and defending European champions, Italy, dispatched them by 2-1. And it just makes me nervous whenever you go, well, all the big teams are performing thus far, because that means England can come along and ruin that. But before we get there, we do have games to play first. We've got Poland versus the Netherlands. The other game today, let me just double check that one for a second, actually, before I forget. The other game today is Slovenia versus Denmark, which of course is the other game in England's group. And then of course we have Serbia versus England, which, as I mentioned, I will be live for later on this evening. It's 8 o'clock kickoff. I'll be live 15 minutes before kickoff. If you are worried and you're going, oh, what's going on with United View? Is there going to be no Manchester United content anymore? What's happening there? You don't have to worry about that whatsoever, because, of course, the Manchester United content will continue with tomorrow morning. We'll be live once again, Flex and myself, for the transfer view. I think there'll be a full view tomorrow, I would assume, probably at 6 o'clock as per usual. And then I'll be actually live tomorrow evening, I think. There's a game I want to do tomorrow evening. Which game is it? Yes, it's Austria versus France. So I'll be live for that at just before 8 o'clock tomorrow. So there's so much going on here at United View. And you don't actually have to worry or be concerned about about live football coverage. Usually there's a bit of a lull. That's not going to be happening here at United View. Of course, we're going to have all of these Euros games. In addition to that, we're going to have the games, every single pre-season fixture that Manchester United have, which kicks off right as this tournament finishes. The very next day, there's Manchester United football, and then we get straight into the season. So we're covered here at United View, indeed. First super chat of the day. Well, I can see people filing in, actually. Nathaniel says, good morning. Indeed, good morning to you. George Guys says, guys, watch Veerman today. He's such a baller. Starlord says, top of the afternoon. Owen. Red Baron with the super chat straight away says, watch some of Gary Neville, as I rarely watch pundits these days. Why the hell is he so pessimistic about himself? He was amazing right back for us. Gary Neville kind of does that, doesn't he? He does like to play down his career and how good he was. I mean, talk about a guy who was unbelievably successful and an incredible career. I think maybe, I don't know why he does that, but I guess that's just what Gary Neville does for whatever reason. But as you saw right there with Red Baron Super Chats are popping up with the animations as per usual. So be sure to get involved there. Be sure to click the like button. Be sure to subscribe too, as we're on the road to 170k, long road to 200k, which is fantastic. People forget. I mean, United View's still a baby. We've only been around. This will be going into our. This was our third season, I think. The first one was Ollie's last season. The second was Eric's. Yeah, this will be our fourth season that we'll be going into, which is crazy, really, to think about. I mean, when we started, actually, when United View first started, that was when the last Euros was happening back in 2021. So it's amazing to think 3 years later, here we are. Indeed. Austin Baker says, good morning, O-Dog. Hope you're having a great day. Indeed, I am having a good weekend, a busy one. Yesterday was a very busy day. Obviously, we did the Spain-Croatia game, which was a really actually interesting game yesterday between Spain and Croatia. Obviously, on the face of it, 3-0. Looked pretty one-sided. And it was a weird one, actually. It wasn't necessarily it was totally one-sided. I think Croatia did have some opportunities, some chances. There's no finishing, really. Got no end product, and Spain certainly did. But I don't know if I'd go as far to say, oh, Spain, they're Spain are, they're going to want to watch in this tournament, because I still have some reservations about them. Yamal was very impressive, 16 years of age, gets an assist. Was unfortunate not to have a goal as well. Very, very impressive. Him, and the fact that again, I was waxing lyrical about Jamal Musiala on Friday of how impressive he is at just 21 years old. He's 5 years older than Jamal. That's unbelievable, really, when you think about it, isn't it? So definitely he's one to watch. I don't know if I'd go as far to say, Spain, they're going to go super, super far, but they've got pedigree in the tournament. As far as this game, just to name the teams, Poland, they've got Wojciech Szczesny in goal. They've got Bednarek, Salomon, and Kirill as the back three. They're playing what looks to be sort of a 3-4-3 in the midfield. They've got Frankowski, Zielinski, Raminuk, Zalewski, and my pronunciation is going to be spot on for this, obviously. Front three of Szymanski, Buxka, and Urbanski. As far as the Netherlands squad is actually pretty fascinating. Of course, they do have some absences. Frenkie de Jong misses out of this tournament. I think another player did. That's why Joshua Zirkzee got called up. But what they do have, the Netherlands, is an abundance of really good defenders. Really good defenders in this tournament. They've got the team of Verbruggen, Ake, Van Dijk, De Vrij, Dumfries, Veerman, Schouten, Gakpo, Xavi Simons, Reindeers, and Memphis Depay up front. But just some of the names they've got on the bench. You've got Matthijs de Ligt, of course, been linked to Manchester United recently. Looks like he's going to leave Bayern Munich this summer. Gigi Wijnaldum still in the Netherlands squad. Wout Weghorst, Manchester United legend, Wout Weghorst in there. They've got the likes of Frimpong on the bench, Mickey van der Ven, Daley Blind, Ian Maatsen, Joshua Zirkzee, Bergwijn, Gravenberch. So they've got a very well-known squad, shall we say. Is it going to be enough to go super far in the tournament? I don't know. I mean, if there's any Dutch people in the chat or Dutch people watching, I'd be fascinated to know what they're all thinking. I should maybe message Ijax and say what's his thoughts on what he thinks, how well they're going to do. Because I tell you what, when the last tournament, of course, being the World Cup, I think it was possibly the Louis van Gaal factor. Louis van Gaal managing the Netherlands in the tournament. It was. I did enjoy watching them, even though they were at points maybe not the best watch. But that game they had against Argentina in what was that, the quarters? I think it was a great tie, wasn't it? Proper aggressive tie. Went to penalties as well. Messi was kicking off. People were kicking the balls into the dugouts. It was a good tie. I did enjoy that. I don't know if we're going to get that today. I think it's probably going to be quite a comfortable victory for the Netherlands, who are missing, of course. Poland are missing Lewandowski. He's got a thigh injury. He's on the bench, but whether or not he's going to actually be involved, I don't know. It might be kind of smash glass in case of emergency kind of situation for their talismanic striker. But the teams are out onto the pitch, and I'm interested to see how the Dutch do, as I suppose I get a little bit more nervous about England and what they're going to do later on today. I mean, I don't know about that. As the national anthems play, Erik ten Hag apparently is going to appear on Dutch television this evening as a pundit for the England and Serbia game. What have we got to say about the English media in that one? But yes, Robert Lewandowski is on the bench. He's unlikely to make any minutes today, but again because of this thigh injury. But we shall see. As the Dutch national anthem plays, of course, a big orange wall of people. And if you are an England supporter, let me know your thoughts, your predictions, how you're feeling in the chat as we go through this game. I mean, it looks like, according to the reports, that Trent Alexander-Arnold is probably going to start in midfield for England today, which, again, I've got some reservations about. Starlord's in the chat. It's been a member for 24 months. Look at that. Happy 2-year anniversary to you, Starlord. One of the, if not, I think the OG member. Which, by the way, I know, Josh, you're watching. We need new badges. People that have 12 months have the gold badge. 2 years, we need something even bigger. I don't know what that could be. But Starlord says, my 11 pick Pickford, Walker, Stones, Gay, Trips, Rice, Bellingham, Foden, Palmer, Saka, Kane. Come on, England. Kobe, Muad'Dib, Kobe Madu will play a role in this tournament. I think, I hope so. I hope so. Particularly later on in the tournament. I'm not having Trent as a midfielder once we get out of the groups, if we get out of the groups. Just Josh Media is in the chat, of course, as he always is, supporting Poland. Yes, heritage. It didn't work out really for him. When was it? What was the World Cup? He was cheering on Poland, and it was not that great for him. But maybe he could do something different. And look, if Poland do get something today, I'm sure he's going to be sending very spiteful messages to the folks at We Talk Ajax and Ajax and what have you, because that's just Josh Media. That's his nature. Is Matty Cash in the squad for them? Is he not playing? Is he ruled out for injury, or did he just not make the squad? Matty Cash, Poland. Is he injured? Or did he just not get picked? I guess not. He's on holiday. Oh, here we go. He put out a statement. After a very successful season with Aston Villa, I was hoping to carry my form into this season's Euros with Poland. But unfortunately, it is not to be. I respect the coach's decision and will work hard to be ready for next season. I love representing my country, and I wanted to be able to give 100% to help my teammates with pride this summer. I am gutted I'm not able to do that. I have been doing everything to be fully fit and working hard since the final weeks of the season, with a mindset to be part of the squad for the Euros. To the fans, players, manager and staff, I will be cheering on our nation throughout the tournament, kicking every ball with you and wishing us a successful campaign. So, I guess he didn't get selected. Are they saying that he had... Are they saying that he had a bit of an injury, or he just wasn't selected because they didn't think he was good enough? I mean, it must be for injury, surely. I mean, he qualified for the Champions League with Aston Villa this season. But yeah, no Matty Cash. There's the officials doing the coin toss in the centre circle. As Zielinski captains Poland today, who I think, is he moving to Inter Milan? I think he's moving to Inter Milan. Vaperbruggen. This is when I get into my proper pronunciation situation. How do you pronounce the number 14? Is it reindeers? Govan said, would you say the Netherlands are the biggest footballing nation to have not won the World Cup? I'm just thinking of... Netherlands are always favourite though, and they have I mean, look, they've run us up 3 occasions, 3rd place, but they have won a European Championship recently in this century, because that's the, well, I say this century, but you know what I mean. That's something that they say quite a lot about England, don't they? Is that whilst obviously the Netherlands not won a World Cup recently, England have won a World Cup 66. It's almost like, but they have had some success recently. They've reached a World Cup final, 2010. You know, 4 years later, they were 3rd place. Whereas England, best we've done is a Euros final. Oh, are we off? Well, the guy was counting down in the stadium and they just kicked off anyway. Balls to your countdown. They had the guy counting down. 5, 4. Oh, they're off. Oh, they kicked off. Let's look to, I always do the first few seconds. Oh, God, I got to listen to Martin Keown on commentary. I always try and listen to what the atmosphere is like in the stadium. Yesterday, it was quite weird, wasn't it? Because for the Croatia game that we did, because it was a big Croatian contingent, and they went very quiet very, very quickly, didn't they? But it looks to be quite mixed, to be fair, in this one. About half and half. There you go, ball play forward. And the defender clears it. I got to have my my cheat sheet of my players in front of me, otherwise I won't know who it is. Solomon, there you go. Memphis Depay, he's wearing a headband. Gary Adamson says, Owen, have you seen any players at the Euros that have caught your eye? Well, I think Musiala was brilliant in that first game. What a talent he is. Yamal last night, I think, look, it's going to be difficult with him because the pressure is on him just because he is such... When you're 16 and you're playing at the Euros for Spain, you're like, well, he must be amazing. And he was ball in. This one's got to go all the way through to Cody Gakpo. Deflected. Oh, and a good save. Tipped round the post by Wojciech Szczesny. But Yamal did impress me in the sense of he's 16, he's playing at the Euros, got an assist, could have got a goal too. So he's definitely a talent, no doubt about that. I'll tell you who did actually impress me yesterday was Granit Xhaka. I mean, the contrast of him from his early days at Arsenal. I'm not going to say his later days because when he did leave, that final season, it was like, oh, it's a bit of a blow he's leaving because he was very good in that last season. Ball in, headed away. And he's just kind of continued that, of course, had a sensational season with Bayer Leverkusen. You know, one game away from an undefeated campaign, an invincible campaign. And I thought he was really impressive for Switzerland yesterday. So they would probably be ones that have stood out. Ball over the top. But I think if I was going to have to pick one, I'd say Musiala. The way he just was gliding past players. Against Scotland was absolutely incredible. To be fair, as Red Baron says, Italy looked decent. You know, you go 1-0 down after 30 seconds. I thought they recovered actually very well. And they've got a good coach in Spalletti. Long ball up to Cody Gakpo. That's a great touch. Just goes past Bednarek like it's not there. Memphis Depay gives it him back. And look at that. Cool composed by Poland. Played it back to Wojciech Szczesny, who goes long. Good header by Virgil van Dijk there. Look up for it, Netherlands. Poland, you say, just got to, ride the storm. Do as much as you can. We've spoken often, haven't we, about how, you want to... There's a good ball in to Cody Gakpo. And he actually... I didn't expect him to get the shot off. Just shifts it onto the right foot. And Szczesny just tips it round the post. Should make the save. Of course, there have been reports linking Szczesny to moves to Saudi Arabia. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The fact that Wojciech Szczesny is 34 years old makes me feel ancient. Because I remember him when he was like the young goalkeeper at Arsenal where people weren't sure about him. Let me know in the chat, though, which names have stood out to you, too. Gary Adamson says, Xhaka looks a different player. Osama says, Kroos was fantastic in that game. Crazy he's retiring. Tony Kroos, he's something else, isn't he? Really. It's almost like the Zidane effect, isn't it? Remember when Zinedine Zidane's final tournament, of course, infamously, that World Cup final with the headbutt on Maserati, but it was still the best player on the pitch, wasn't he? And it's kind of the same with Tony Kroos. As Netherlands play out from the back is Virgil van Dijk. Netherlands playing in the blue today instead of their customary orange. That's a ball over the top. It's quite a good one actually as well. It's out to Denzel Dumfries. Cuts back. Puts the ball in anyway. Headed across goal. Goal nearly went to Memphis Depay. Veerman, it's a ball in, and cleared away by Poland there. I tell you, they look dangerous, don't they? They have got some really dangerous players in Netherlands. Obviously, they've got Gakpo and Xavi Simons, who I'm a big fan of. Xavi Simons, I mean, there's rumours about his future. I mean, permanently, it's at PSG, but the expectation is he's going to go back out on loan again. Had a really impressive season at RB Leipzig. It's a good ball in by Cody Gakpo. It's headed, and that's scooped up by Wojciech Szczesny. And actually, the defender for Poland, I think it's Kirill, looks like he's in a bit of discomfort. Katu says Unai Simon was impressed by him. His range of passing was actually pretty good, I thought, yesterday, wasn't it? Very good with his feet. And he made some good saves. That's why it was a weird game, that Spain-Croatia one. Not to say Spain didn't deserve to win it. I think they did. I think they were the better team. But I think the thing that maybe Croatia could take from the game is that they did create chances. And there was a bit of madness with the penalty, which I thought was a dive. And then the encroaching as well. It was nuts. Gaming with S says, nice to see you, Owen. Passed my driving test. Congratulations. I'm sure the chat will pass with their congratulations. That's a ball over the top by Frankowski. Van Dijk manages to sweep up, heads it. Is it going to go out for a throw-in? It's kept in. Oh, he slipped. That was Veerman who slipped. And Ake just passes it around the back. De Vrij out to Denzel Dumfries. I mean, a lot of this Netherlands team at some point or other over the last 2 years has been linked to Manchester United, haven't they? Because of the Erik ten Hag influence. Whether it is Dumfries, whether it is Cody Gakpo, Xavi Simons. Obviously, Memphis Depay has a history of being a Manchester United player that just didn't work out. I remember I was at, I think Memphis Depay Old Trafford debut. What was that? It was we beat Spurs 1-0. Louis van Gaal's first game of the second season for Van Gaal. It was a terrible game. It was an own goal by Kyle Walker, I think, that day. Mauricio Pochettino's Spurs. And Man United won. I tell you what, he went for the long shot inside his own half from Salomon. It didn't even get off the ground. Proper P-roller. But yeah, I watched Memphis Depay's home debut. Well, I suppose it's official Man United debut because it's the first game of the season against Spurs that day, and he was all right. I did see him score a fantastic goal in person against Club Brugge in a Champions League qualifying match at Old Trafford. It was fantastic, and he was good that day, but never lived up to stuff. Here's Cody Gakpo, pace, and it's swept up by Frankowski in the end. But I tell you what, Cody Gakpo does look quite energized thus far, early on here. Gaming with S says, would you take Depay as competition for Rasmus? Well, isn't Memphis, is he a free agent this summer? I swear he's available, but probably not. I feel like there's better options there. And I do think he'd want big wages. I'm big on the wages this summer. Here's corner ball. Ball in. Headed, well, it wasn't really headed away. It was flicked on by Salomon from Poland. And it goes out for a Dutch throw-in. But I'd tell you what, 9 minutes nearly gone. It's been quite an electric start here. Hopefully they can keep up this pace. I mean, it's been really all the Netherlands. But you got to stay in it. Look at Memphis Depay with the headband on. Number 10 as well with the white headband on. I tell you what, you got to be able to pull it off. Oh, it's cut back. Oh, it's just wide. Somehow, it was Reinders. And I thought it was going to be going in. It was a Manchester United defensive special, wasn't it? Passes it in, cut back around the penalty spot, and Reinders just can't steer it on target, can he? I think the defender just probably does enough. I think it's Zaluski, just manages to put him off a little bit, a smidge. And it's still 0-0. Move that down a little bit so I can switch back and forth. Super chat from Katu says, Vamos Portugal, or Portugal. Big up and appreciate you. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the contribution. I tell you what, there's a counter-attack for Poland here. He's into the box. Takes a shot and it's blocked by Virgil van Dijk. Who's, by the way, who's actually looked very ready thus far, hasn't he? Talk about a Colossus. But that's what Poland have got to do in this game. It's going to be a lot of the Netherlands, and you just got to keep in there, try and keep in your counterattacks. Show Scotland how to actually do a counter-attacking game against a superior side. I mean, what a mess they were. That's good feet by Szymanski into the box, and Van Dijk clears once more. I like the pace of this game, though. I like the pace of this one. That, Spain game yesterday did turn in just a bit tiresome, didn't it? It did. The atmosphere is quite electric, actually, to be fair, too. But they've got good pace to them, the Dutch side. And because they always bring great travelling support, don't they? Great atmosphere. The Netherlands fans. Goes all the way back to Verbruggen. That's a good pass, actually. It's aiming for Cody Gakpo, and it's headed away in the end by, I think, Bednarek. Throw into the Netherlands, 11 minutes gone, 0-0. And a good atmosphere and a good pace to this game thus far. What do you guys think about the Memphis Depay headband? Is that too much? I think it's too much for me. It's a bit OTT, isn't it? There you go. Lets it roll through. Doesn't go anywhere. I mean, to be honest, if I was a Dutch fan, which of course I'm not from the Netherlands, but if they were wearing that, I'd be like, right, you got to deliver because you're going to get mocked. You're going to get mocked, definitely. Well intercepted there by Solomon. Rampage says, I suppose the whole of England and Ireland are supporting the Netherlands. Asama says, Owens, what's your prediction for England tonight? For me, my prediction for England this evening, I think England win. I think. But I'm not sure if I'm expecting, I'm not sure if I'm expecting massive, if it's going to be super entertaining to watch or anything like that. I'm not sure, really. Here comes Bednarek. Over the top. Is he going to cut it back? Edge of the box. Oh, blocked by Szymanski. But he manages, he was offside in the end. I tell you what has been good. Has been the use of technology thus far in terms of offsides. I thought VAR was a bit wobbly last night with the Spain game, because for me, like I said, it wasn't a penalty. I thought it was a dive in retrospect, which I don't understand why he dived when you're like 2 yards out, maybe. Colin says, I kind of dig it though, maybe because I'm younger than some of the guys here. Matty Lad says, if he scores, it's cold. It is one. I think it's one of those ones, really. I feel like, there you go. That's a good spin by Memphis Depay. I feel like it's one of those ones. If you play well, who cares? But if you play crap, it's like, hey, Xavi Simons takes the shot. Oh, just wide in the end. But it's bigger than your average headband, isn't it? You know what I mean? The average headband is just a little Alice band, keeps the hair out the eyes. This one's big, it's white, you know what I mean? It's got a golden 10 on it. Simons just kind of drags it a little bit wide there. Szczesny had it covered. Szczesny goes long at the pitch. Ake wins the header. But now Poland have a bit of the ball. A bit of a reprieve for them. Frankowski. Barely 15 minutes gone. Still 0-0. And again, bear in mind, Poland do have players missing. This is not their strongest side. Oh, is that going to be a foul? Referee says, yeah, well, he took his time. He really took his time. And he gives them a booking, actually, in the end as well. Wow. He really took his time with it. I thought he was going to play on. I want to see another replay of this. As we're hearing some Poland chants. I was surprised to see the booking. Has he given another booking? He's booked Veerman. Yeah, I think he's booked Veerman and Reinders. A referee got pretty card happy there. 2 yellow cards. Ball in. And that's going to be a corner ball. Yeah, Reinders has got the booking for descent, and Veerman's got the booking for the tackle, seemingly. And now, suddenly, you got two yellow cards going on, and just 15 minutes into the game. Got to manage yourself. That's going to be a corner for Poland. First corner of the game, actually, overall. Ball in. Oh, it's hit in! It's in! Poland are 1-0 up! And just like that, I said that the Netherlands had a lot of the ball, but this is what you've got to do. Counter-attacks and set pieces. It's a brilliant ball in the box. Headed pass for Bruggen, and now the Netherlands are shell-shocked. I mean, the phrase is go Dutch when you're going 50-50. It's not 50-50 at the moment. Poland are ahead. My word, and now They've got something to hold on to. I'm not sure about how this is set up. I think it's Butska. Oh, it's a brilliant header as well. Look at that. Just a little bit of movement. Rises above Dumfries and in front of Virgil van Dijk too. And gets a little flick on it. Past the goalkeeper. Look at that. Oh, I don't know about that set-piece defending by the Netherlands. They're all in 6s and 7s. But it's a great cross. It's a great header. It's a great set-piece, really. I like the delivery. I like the header. And it's a goal. And now they've got something to hold on to. And we spoke before the game, didn't we? We said that these big teams, all of them thus far, they have delivered. Who's going to be the first big un to slip up? And so far, it could be the Netherlands. And that's not bad going, isn't it? Of course, as they're mentioning on commentary here, Butska, he's the one that's got to replace, or Butska, he's the one that's got to replace Lewandowski, who's on the bench. He's not going to get on the pitch, even though he is on the bench. He's got a thigh problem. But that's what you do. And here we go, 1-0. I said I like the feeling of this game. I said I like the feeling of this one. It's got a good pace to it. It's got a good atmosphere. And it's 1-0 to Poland. Now, Netherlands, what have you got for us? I think actually Poland are defended pretty well here at the moment too. Can the Netherlands find the key to unlock the defence? I'll tell you what, I really like the delivery actually from that corner too. In swinger. One of the biggest pet peeves of mine is corner balls that come in, don't beat the first man. It was good delivery and it was a good header. 1-0 Polska. And somewhere, if you listen closely, I think if you just listen closely, you can hear a Just Josh Media going crazy. Knee sliding. I don't know what the tournament equivalent is of we're going to win the league. We're going to win Euros, he's probably saying. 18 minutes gone. 1-0 Poland. Butska with the goal. Now this is going to get very interesting. Here comes Cody Gakpo, who has looked dangerous to far. Oh, blocked by the referee. What a bastard. Vim was just standing there like he was queuing up at Tesco's. He was trying to get past him. Oh my. That would be very frustrating. If that happens with England later, we're 1-0 down, the ref's getting in the way of people, I'm losing my shit. Here's Denzel Dumfries. And it goes out for a corner. Now this is what you love international tournament football for. You're looking for an upset, you're looking for a story, you're looking for a bit of drama. And I said I liked watching the Netherlands in the last tournament. They're a very dramatic team. And we saw one goal from a corner. It was the first corner of the game. Are we going to see another goal from a second corner of the game? First for the Netherlands. Outswinger. Oh, it's a volley! Oh, brilliant save! Good Lord. Wojciech Szczesny with a fantastic save. It was a brilliant volley by Virgil van Dijk. It's kind of behind him. He hooks it. And it's a top save from the Juve keeper. I want to look at this. I mean, when you put the ball in the box, you're expecting a header from Van Dijk. It goes through the legs. Good save. I mean, the slow motion replays don't really do it justice because it was very, very quick. Good volley, great save. Good technique. And again, that's when... I mentioned this about Scotland on Friday, didn't I? When I was saying about, look, when you're playing a better team, you need your goalkeeper to make big saves because you can't be perfect. They're going to have chances. They're going to have shots. They've got two good players to do that. So you need your goalkeeper to make big saves, to, do something a bit out of the ordinary. And that's what Szczesny has done there. Here come Poland on the counter-attack. But the Netherlands win it back. Here's Veerman. Of course, on a booking. And out wide to Nathan Ake, who's playing at left back for the Netherlands today. This game, I've got a good feeling about this game. I've got a good feeling. Ball over the top. Veerman towards Memphis Depay. And Salomon. I tell you what, Salomon's thus far, I mean, we're 20 minutes in. He's been a rock at in the middle of the defence for Poland. Winning every header. He's handling Memphis Depay pretty well. And Szczesny with a big kick up the pitch. That's a big header by Virgil van Dijk. Powerful header. Edge of the box. Memphis Depay. Oh, he skied it over the bar. And that's what I mentioned. If you're going to wear the headband, people are going to be like, "Don't take the headband off and get the goals on. Get on target." I mean, it sets up and he just skies it. Should be hitting the target, though. That's a chance. I mean, minimum, I'm thinking on target there. Big chance to level it up. Couldn't do it. Here's Szczesny. Another dink up field. Much better. That's a foul by Virgil van Dijk, I think, as well. Yes, it is. I think it was Busquets who managed to hold up. It was brilliant hold-up play. And you can tell that Szczesny is actually a really good kick there because he realises, look, if I overhit this every single time, it's going to be Van Dijk. He's just going to sweep it up. He's too good in the air. Van Dijk's trying to win every single header. So he's like, right, I'm going to just try and dink this just inside my own half. So Van Dijk's going to have to come and attack it. And the forward there, Busquets, done so well. He's held it up. He's won the foul. It's top play, that. And it's a free kick. It's going to be taken by Bednarek. That's not the best pass there. I think he's done well there. Is that going to be a foul? No. Referee says play on. Here comes Dumfries down Netherlands' right-hand side. It's a good pass, that. Xavi Simons plays it through to Memphis Depay. Cuts it back. Oh. And a cross goal. Nobody's there. It looks dangerous. Simons. Very dangerous. Look at that. Good take. He was onside Memphis Depay. And puts it across goal. There's just no one there. Is it? I think it's a. I don't know. I think that might be a shot by Memphis Depay, really. But at the moment, lacking a bit of end product. Good at playing the ball through the middle. You've got wingers that are creating chances, but nothing up front yet. I mean, definitely, Netherlands will not want to be losing this opening game. Let's take another look at the groups of who else is in the Netherlands group. I mean, this would have been earmarked as an absolute win. I mean, bear in mind that, again, they've got France and Austria in that group. So I think all of the teams would be earmarking Poland as a 3 points. A reminder, there are going to be a couple of best third-place teams that go through, but the expectation with Group D would that France and Netherlands would be the top two, probably Austria in third. But this is a bit of a turn up for the books. And Simons plays it all the way back for Bruggen. Passes it to Nathan Ake. Here comes Cody Gakpo, who has looked dangerous down the left-hand side for the Dutch thus far. That's got a good pass. It's into the box. Oh, it's a great block, that. Real top block. It was Reinders again. And it's a really good block by the, I think it's Zielinski. Just keeps tracking his run. And this is the difference. When you've got something to hold on to, those sliding tackles, last-ditch blocks become just a little bit easier. Corner ball, though, for the Netherlands. Goes short. Memphis Depay. Veerman. Ball in. It's not a good delivery. And it's headed away with ease. But Poland don't really deal with it that well. Veerman, you might get a second chance at this. Tries to plays it through. Nope. Here's counter-attack opportunity here. Poland on the counter-attack. It's Zalewski. I tell you what, head down. He's got no support, but he's got to just keep going. You'd maybe say try and win a throw-in or something like that. Couldn't really do it, but didn't really have any options, to be fair. Memphis Depay plays it to, I think, Reinders again here. Now Cody Gakpo off this left-hand side. Runs into the centre of the pitch. Once again, back to Reinders. Of course, already on a booking. Shooting. Simons again. Out to Denzel Dumfries. Every time I say him, I have to say his full name, by the way. Denzel Dumfries. It's not Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries. Reinders, about 25 yards out. Through the legs. Goes down. Very soft. Looking for it. I mean, he did the nutmeg, which was impressive, but he just jumps up in the air and goes down. For me, no free kick. I think the ref gets it right. Be interesting to see if we do get a replay. But it doesn't really matter. The Dutch still have the ball. He's still hobbling around. So maybe there was contact. We shall see. Got to be careful if you dive in. You're already on a booking. I mean, we saw yesterday, Italy went behind. They were able to come back. Granted, it was like 27 seconds or whatever it was. Here's Cody Gakpo. Cuts it across. Goal! Header! Comes back across again. It's another good block. I tell you what, Poland are defensively really putting their lives on the line here. It's proper last-ditch stuff, but they're doing very well. Gakpo puts it across goal. Dumfries with a header. I think it actually went to Reinders. And it hits the Polish player on the back of the head. But I will say, with the pressure that's been put on by... That's a good ball in, that one by Depay. Headed away. And it looks like Poland are going to manage it. They're defending very well. And they do look like they've got a bit of danger. Now, there's just the question is, it's only 27 minutes. Can they be able to hold on with this kind of pressure for the full 90? You got to do the KG and Owen special. 5-minute chunks. 10-minute chunks. Get to 30 minutes. Celebrate it. Then you got 15 left. Get to 40. Celebrate it. Paris says, Owen, are you going to do the England watch along? Indeed I am. I'll be live 7:45 for that one as England's Euro 2024 campaign kicks off against Serbia this evening. Here's Cody Gakpo. It looks electric. Poor shot. Goes wide. But he does look dangerous off the left. They're definitely... But I think that's not the space for it. But he is causing them problems off the left-hand side. I think. Daz Sweets says, why are you shouting? Because I'm excited, Daz Sweets. I'm excited. It's the Euros. We've got an upset. That's why that's what's always got to be. It's Netherlands again. Is Veerman. Shooting. Veerman again. Oh, it's not a very good pass. And Poland got it back. But they're resolute thus far, Poland. Not sure about that. Just hits it long. Ake's good touch. Cody Gakpo. He's got space here. Takes the shot. Deflection! It's 1-1. And just like that, when you get sloppy, when you just hoof it, it hoofs it back, and the Dutch get it back. It's a good touch by Ake towards Cody Gakpo. Big deflection, 1-1. A bit of luck, but the Netherlands are back in the game. Oh dear. I mean, again, I mentioned how they were looking dangerous, and I mentioned Cody Gakpo. He was the one that was looking the most dangerous. Getting a lot of the ball, getting a lot of space. I mean, he's got a lot of space. It's deflection. I mean, Szczesny can do nothing about it. It's very unfortunate with that one. I think Szczesny probably would have it, but there's nothing he can do. He's rooted to the spot. But I actually look back. I looked back at just a few seconds before that. It was the Polish defender, I'm not sure who. He gets caught in an area and he just hoofs it into the middle of pitch. Danger zone, because Poland aren't set. And it allows Netherlands to get the shot off. And then they get the goal, 1-1. I don't know if it was Zalewski or Kirior, but they just hoof it into the middle of the pitch. And that's kind of sloppiness is going to get you. 30 minutes gone, it's 1-1. And now we're hearing a lot of noise from the Dutch contingent inside the stadium there in Hamburg. But, as I said, Cody Gakpo, for me, he was the one that has looked the most dangerous, particularly off that left-hand side, has caused them problems. Cody Gakpo. And now it'll be interesting to see if Poland just completely collapse here, or can they stay resolute? Is that going to be a free kick? It is, to Poland. Now is definitely the time where you would say just get to half-time. Get to half-time. Keep it 1-1. Go again in the second half. But a slice of luck. I tell you what, they've made a bit of a mess of that, Netherlands. Here's Buxer again, of course, the goal scorer, for Poland. is Bednarek. Can they respond? That's a good pass out to the left-hand side for Poland. Here we go. They're into the box. Are they going to get across goal? They are. Headed away by Virgil van Dijk again. There we go. This might be... Takes a shot. Oh, it's saved by the keeper. Bounces back. And Verbrugge makes the save there. Just for a second, you thought, here we go again. Ball in. Hung up there. And here we go. Netherlands on the counter-attack. Space for Cody Gakpo to run into. A lot of space. He's electric thus far. Memphis Depay's, well, he's going completely by himself. Not sure that's the right option. That's a brilliant tackle. Fantastic tackle there, according to the referee. I don't really know what Cody Gakpo's doing there as well. It's a counter-attack, and you've got Memphis Depay on the overlap, and he actually just goes into the space that's occupied by all of the Polish players. It was a bit odd there. But here come Poland again. And now the game just maybe settling a little bit. But I think that last Polish attack is an example that they're not out of it. They've always got that opportunity to score from set pieces or on the counter. They can count themselves pretty unlucky with the goal, even though it's really Frankowski. That's a good pass. They're in behind here. If he can get it across goal, well, he actually manages to get it into the box. De Vrij manages to sweep it up though. And here is Cody Gakpo. He's trying to hold it up. And referee gives a foul. Bit soft. If you haven't already, though, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well whilst you're at it. This is a good game. I'm enjoying this one. And Cody Gakpo looks a bit frustrated. And there was the shot by Kirior. It was actually a bit of a deflection from Dumfries. So Verbrugge managed to save that one. Here's Ake. To Veerman. As one would expect, Netherlands dominating possession, 65% to 35% from Poland. More shots, more on target. But the key stat, the one that really matters the most, it's one apiece. What was that? Veerman just went to play it out to Dumfries on the right, and it's just gone right out for a throw-in. Not a good pass at all. And again, I think... Oh, I say Poland just gets half-time 1-1, but I do think there's more chances in there. For as dangerous as the Netherlands look going forward, and they do look dangerous, there is this sort of vulnerability that's there. I mean, Van Dijk's looked pretty colossus, in fairness. But he can't do everything. Here come Poland again. It's Szymanski. Is that going to go out for a corner? No, it's hooked away by him. A little flick. Szymanski again. Nice 1-2 that by Poland. And they are playing some nice stuff here, actually. That's another good pass. Bit of a heavy touch. And it goes back to the Netherlands. And Poland managed to win it back again. High up the pitch. Nice little one give and go that by Poland too. Here we go. Edge of the box. Oh, Szymanski nearly played him back in. And the Netherlands deal with it fairly well. That'll go out for a Netherlands throw-in. And there's Ronald Koeman on the bench. See what you guys are saying here in the chat at the moment. Original member says Veerman is having a stinker. Colin says is Xavi Simons not a left winger? I feel like he's less exciting than Gakpo. Well, he's had less of the ball, hasn't he? He's definitely been on the periphery of the game. Certainly in comparison to Gakpo. It feels like everything's going down the Netherlands' left-hand side. Here's Ake. Of course, it was Ake to Gakpo for the goal. For the Dutch. That's good defending. Let's give a foul for it. Frankowski, they said it's a free kick. But it's been a heck of a tussle between them, actually. And Van Dijk gives it to Ake. But this is what is interesting about possession statistics, isn't it? Because again, you look at the possession, Netherlands 65-35, but I do think Poland have been fairly comfortable. I mean, the goal they conceded again. That's another bad pass. Another bad pass by the Netherlands. Who's that this time? Shooten. I tell you what, they're holding midfielders nearly by Shooten and Veerman. Some of their passing's been pretty wayward. Reinders in the 10. Here is Shooten. Dumfries. That's a good pass, Shooten. He's in the box. Ball across goal. Excuse me, Schouten. Got to work on the pronunciation, Owen. Schouten. Less than 10 minutes remain of this first half. Still 1-1. But there's more goals in this game. Dumfries with the throw-in. Schouten again. A bit of a tight space there. And that goes out for a Poland throw-in. Not had the best couple of minutes. Again, those holder midfielders for the Netherlands thus far. A couple of wayward passes. A couple of sloppy touches. As we get closer to half-time. A reminder, we'll be live later on today for Serbia versus England. I'll put my Gareth Southgate agenda to one side. I'll try to, anyway. No, I'm not one of those people. Like, it's like the same with like Ten Hag. You know, people that really didn't want Ten Hag to stay, and now they'll be like almost hate watching, even though they're Man United fans. Like, well, I don't see the point in that at all. Like, you know, if you're a Man United fan, you want Man United to win. I'm an England supporter. I am from England. I would like to see England win a major trophy in my lifetime. Hopefully, it could happen. If it's Gareth Southgate, that's great. I don't think that'll be the case, but they will have my support this evening, of course. Good switch out to Frankowski. Who knows? If we actually win it, I'll wear a waistcoat and everything. Maybe. I have to find one that would fit me first. Oh, it's a good touch, that. It was fizzed in towards the Poland player, and it's a good touch. Frankowski tries that ball over the top. I mean, against the Netherlands, that kind of ball over the top just isn't going to work because you've got Van Dijk sweeping everything up. But there are certainly vulnerabilities. I think just playing it through the middle of the pitch. Like I said, I'm not totally convinced by the holding midfielders on today, or maybe on another day they'll be a bit more secure. Or playing it through the flanks. I think there's a bit of vulnerability there. I'll be that's a bad one from Poland this time. Poland put it straight out. I think it was Szymanski. But I'll be live tomorrow too for France-Austria. Really excited for that one. I mean, obviously, Ralf Rangnick's done a fantastic job with Austria. Turned down the Bayern job because he wanted to remain as the Austria manager, which I think was the right move for him. I really do. I know a lot of people were surprised by that. That's another poor throw-in by the Netherlands, nearly swept up by Poland there. I think that he was right to turn down the Bayern job, and I tell you why. Because, and I think this will happen with Company, really, is that when, at the end of the season, when Xabi Alonso is available again, or another coach that they were looking for is available again, Bayern will go for that coach. I have no doubt in my mind about that. And I think Ralf Rangnick was smart enough to realise that I'm essentially an interim manager once more. I mean, I know I'll be officially the head coach, manager, whatever, but they'll be looking. They'll be looking for another guy, and they'll go for it. So I think he's right to stick with Austria. You know, if you're happy in the role that you're in, I don't know, they say when a big job comes calling, you shouldn't turn it down. But I think there are also real reservations about how Bayern Munich are run. There's a shove in the back there, but Gakpo turns well. He has looked dangerous in this half. Once again, he's just gone away from Bednarek, but they've won it back. Oh, he's given a free kick! A foul on Cody Gakpo. But very dangerous off the left-hand side, isn't he? Gakpo. Schouten to Reinders. Dumfries plays it. I mean, he might be offside there, Reinders. He was right on the line. Still has it, though. No flag from the official. Out to Simons. Gakpo again. Goes for an in-swinger. Blocked. He's having a bit of a nibble there. Frankowski on Gakpo. Clearly been told, get a bit more physical. Get a bit more touch tight. That's good turn by Reinders there. Reinders once again. Schouten. Out to Simons. He's on for the left now. Ake! Oh, it's over the bar. It would have been a really well-worked goal. I think it's Gakpo. Gakpo over the bar. But it's a really well-worked goal. Look at that. He just kind of sort of sticks a foot at it. But it was really well-worked. Would have been a really well-worked goal. Ball across goal. Simons has actually come over to the left-hand side just to get some touches of the ball, I think. Looks dangerous immediately. There's an overlap from Ake. Gives it back to Gakpo. And instead of kind of opening his foot up and just putting it in, he just uses the outside of his boot. And as Nathaniel says in the chat, and I do tend to agree with him here, I think the tempo of this game has been great. I think the tempo has been really good. The atmosphere has been good. So it's actually been quite an enjoyable first half. But the quality has actually been at points quite poor, particularly some of the passing. But I am enjoying it. The atmosphere and the tempo is quite high-paced, quite intense. There's a lot of aggression there. And it's been an enjoyable watch, this. As we are, 2 minutes away from half-time. We're yet to know how much stoppage time is going to be added on. Not many stoppages, really, which is, again, why it's been quite enjoyable, I think. Van Dijk looks a bit frustrated there. And Netherlands playing it back. But I mentioned about Poland just trying to get to half-time, keep the scores level. They have done quite well. Veerman goes for the pass there. Good header by, I think, Kiwior or Zalewski, yeah. But they'll be very happy with this first half. Again, I think they might consider themselves a little bit unfortunate with the goal. Well done. Again, it was a pass there, I think, by Schouten. And Depay's just waiting for it. And Poland, high press, win it back. And here they come again. Frankowski. Here's Zielinski. And maybe that just kind of sums up the Netherlands a little bit. Or tried to pass there, Zielinski. No one was there. But the ball's coming into Memphis Depay, and he's just waiting. And then the Polish player just comes in and nicks it. Goes, well, if you're not going to be intense, I'll win it back instead. And then they're off on the counter-attack. And that's probably what you would say about the Netherlands, is that they've had a couple of sort of danger players, but at points, their sort of passing in the Netherlands has been a bit sloppy, particularly through the middle. Again, those more creative players through the middle. Or, again, Reinders, Veerman, Schouten, you're maybe just looking for a little bit more. Or if you were Ronald Koeman, you would say just, get it out to your wide players. Get it out to Gakpo. Get it out to Simons more. He's not really touched it all that much. Ake with the throw into Memphis Depay. And then it hits it over the bar. Nathan Ake has a shot over the bar. Didn't go anywhere. I was just seeing a replay of the header for the goal for Poland. It was a good set piece. Good in-swinging cross, good header. Really poor defending from Netherlands, it must be said. And that goal from Netherlands' point of view that they scored from Poland, they'll be really disappointed with that Poland. Because again, it's a deflection, but you're looking at the left back. Is it either Kiwior or Zalewski? Just hits it long for no reason. And it comes back to bite him immediately. And that's top-level international football, isn't it? Just something that you wouldn't even consider to be a massive mistake, just hitting it long, leads to a goal. Only 1 minute of stoppage time. 10 seconds remain. Ake, that's a good ball that towards Memphis Depay. Can he take it down? Depay! Oh! Just about that much past the post. It's a great long ball by Nathan Ake. And Depay, I mean, he didn't take it down amazingly, but he had the shot. It just trickles past the post. That's the last action of the first half. Let's have another look at it. And it's one of those ones. You can see Szczesny. He's just hoping. He's just turning around and he's hoping. Oh, and it's maybe a little bit further wide. But half-time in Hamburg, and it's Poland 1, the Netherlands 1. And I must say, I really enjoyed that first half. I don't know what you guys thought. Brilliant goal from a set piece from Poland. Poor defending by the Netherlands. Get a bit of a lucky goal. Netherlands, it must be said. A bit of a mistake from the defender. Gakpo has the shot deflected and in. But this game's got something to it because whilst you see at the end there, Netherlands are always going to create chances. They've always got, good attacking players. But there's this vulnerability. There's this vulnerability about the Netherlands there. And I think, Frenkie de Jong's missing this tournament, and I'm looking at that Dutch side, and I'm going, wow, they need Frenkie de Jong, don't they? Because I'm looking at the two holding midfielders. I'm looking at Veerman, I'm looking at Schouten. I'm going, I don't think they're progressing the ball that well. I think their passing's been a bit off at the moment. And if you did have a Frenkie de Jong just in that sort of centre midfield role, taking it off the back four, they'd be able to play much better through the middle of the pitch, which they just can't really do at the moment. So actually, you're seeing how critical Frenkie de Jong could be in that kind of team. It's a massive miss. Koopmeiners also injured, as Howard was saying too. Yeah, they're definitely missing those players. Definitely de Jong, I think. And I know there's always a lot of debate around him, particularly from Man United fans. But yeah, you are seeing the absence, I think, in that game. Let me know what you're thinking about it in the chat too. Be sure to click the like button. Be sure to subscribe to 15 subscribers away from 169,300. And let's see if we can get the likes up as well whilst we're at it. But let me know your thoughts about that first half. I did enjoy that one quite a lot. And as I mentioned, I will be live later on today for England. For my troubles. Hopefully, this is at the moment, we said before the game about what was going to be the first team to kind of slip up, what was going to be the first team to, big team rather, to slip up, because so far all of the big teams have delivered. Maybe it is going to be the Netherlands. Maybe it's going to be England. Who knows? Who knows? Just as much as England should win, again, this evening, I'm not going to sat here and be shocked if it gets to the end and say, oh, it's 0-0. Oh, it's 1-1. England disappointing. I've done too many tournaments, too much English heartbreak to have those kind of expectations. But maybe it'll be the complete opposite. Maybe it'll be like, look, we played against Iceland, we were shit against Iceland, and now that's exactly what we needed. It was a big kick up the backside, and England are going to be great this evening. Let's hope. Positivity. What else are people saying here in the chat? R says, imagine Frenkie de Jong in midfield in this team. I agree. I do. You look at that performance in the first half and go, they're missing that kind of player, aren't they? That kind of technical player, that ball-carrying player, that player in the middle of the pitch. Because they can't really play through the middle. It's actually quite interesting, isn't it? All of their success primarily really is coming down the left-hand side. Maybe sometimes a bit on the right with Dumfries and Simons, but through the middle, they just don't look like they've got much of anything. And maybe that is because of the Frenkie de Jong influence of not having that player available. Proper Palmeiras says, I bet our game will be the most boring so far. Typical us. Well, who knows? Who knows? I've got to be totally honest, yeah. When I was watching England-Iceland last week, yeah, God, that game was boring. It was, and it wasn't just because Iceland, they scored and all that. Like it was. When England start doing, and this is kind of my problem with Gareth Southgate too, is I feel like he tries to be like Pep Light. We're going to play really nice possession-based football. He's just passing it sideways, not doing anything with it. But we're going to have other players that weren't available for that last game against Iceland. Of course, Bellingham's going to be there. You're hoping that you hope the same thing that as an English fan you hope every single tournament, which is those players that we've praised and hyped a lot. We just hope that they don't freeze on the big stage, and we hope that they deliver. So by that, you mean your Harry Kanes, you mean your Jude Bellinghams, you mean your Phil Fodens, all of those ones. That's what Cole Palmer, all of them. You're hoping that they deliver. I still have again, massive reservations about our defence, considering that we've got people that aren't available. And I still have massive reservations about Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield. Not that it can't work in the group stage, but I look more towards, again, progressing in the tournament. I don't think you can play Trent in central midfield if you're getting out of the group to like the round of 16 or the quarterfinals when you're playing a good team. So if that's the case, then why are we doing it in these kind of games? Play Kobe Mainoo, or whatever. But progressive Gareth, thinking outside the box. That's what it's going to be. I just don't. I feel like it's just, I don't know. I feel like, when someone you think they're trying to be too clever, that's what I think playing Trent in midfield is. I think that's trying to be too clever by Gareth Southgate and co. And whilst it might work tonight, and then the thing is, if it works tonight, the reaction will be like, see, it did work. Yeah, but played Serbia in the Euros. Let's the real games you're judged on in big tournaments is the ones that we haven't done very well in under Gareth Southgate. Is against actual real opposition, big opposition, proper opposition. So we shall see. I don't want to think about it too much because I make myself angry. Yes, what else are people saying here? Colin says, I wouldn't be shocked if Poland gets a goal here because they've looked good on the counter, I think is what he's saying there. I think there's goals in this game for Poland. I think obviously there's more goals in this game. I'd be stunned if it ends 1-1. But I think for the large part, actually Poland defended really well. I think that back three into a back five is actually working pretty good. When those when they're out of possession and those three centre-backs get quite tight and Frankowski and Zalewski go back into the back five, I think they've looked pretty resolute. I think Solomons looks really good, actually, at the back. He's won a lot of headers. So I think they look all right. I mean, and again, I do think there is vulnerability about the Netherlands there. But there's also quality in that team, so they could still absolutely get goals in this game. What else are people saying here? Ed says, my first trip to Panenkazit studio this summer. Big up. Well, there hasn't been a Panenka penalty yet. It hasn't been. I mean, once we get to the penalty shootouts, if that happens, because there was a lot of the World Cup, wasn't there? There was quite a few penalty shootouts, which was always quite fun. Has there been a penalty yet? There was the one yesterday, but that didn't count in the end. Apart from that, am I missing one? Oh yeah, there was the one in the Germany game, wasn't there? There was Kai Havertz. But no Panenkas yet. No Panenkas. What else? Ed says, this whole forcing Trent into an 8 because he must play reminds me of Golden Generation with Slippy G, left wing, or even Paul Scholes, left wing. I think for me, it is just trying to be too clever or forcing it into the team, as you mentioned. And then as you get through the tournament, I just don't think that's sustainable. I don't get it. Steffi Jenks says, I can't remember who said that Gareth Southgate should find his own way of playing instead of following others. It was me. I think that's the point. I think that, I don't know. Well, you're going to see it tonight, I'm sure. Like, if that game, as I always say with Man United, when it's 0-0 at half time and I go, here come the freakouts, and the freakouts happen, I think I might be like that tonight. If it's like 0-0, I'll be like, Gareth Southgate. Ugh. I'll try not to be. I'll try my best. I'll try and wait till the end of the game, maybe. I don't know. And Prov by Palmeiras says, Morocco and Owen primetime YouTube. As you know, it's funny, actually. Still to this day, how many people remember that? And that was just... people say in the first half, Owen, you're shouting. Whenever I do these international tournaments, I get the headphones on, I get the commentary whacked up, and I just get into it. I just get into the game. And that's, to be fair, that's what international football is about, isn't it? I'm not a big Poland or Netherlands fan. I don't watch them play that often in when it's friendlies or the Nations League or qualifying. Unless you're from there, you're not really going to do that, are you? But that's what's great about international football. You don't watch them that often. You get into it. If there's drama... If there's a story, you go crazy. Like, oh my God, it's an upset. Oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Or a late goal. Or that's not a red card. Or that's not a penalty. And you've got no stake in the game, have you? You got nothing like on it. You're not. Who cares for me if Poland or Netherlands win this match? Like, who really cares? It's not going to affect my day. But you just get into it because you're a football fan. So that's why I like doing these. I know that obviously this time of year, whenever these tournaments are going on, and I know obviously this is like a Man United channel, and there's 10 million other streams that are going on, but it's just fun, isn't it? It's just it's just fun. And yeah, the Penenkasit one was kind of crazy. Well, there was a few. There was Penenkasit. I think that was the same one as Pain for Spain. I know for a fact in the World Cup final I went mental. I did actually go crazy because they were 2-0 down, weren't they? And then Mbappe scored. I remember for the Argentina-Netherlands game where Weghorst scored late. I went mental on that one. I proper went crazy. There was a few. There was a few that I really went insane with, and that will happen again throughout this whole Euros. It reminds me of, there was this thing in wrestling. Someone does a parody of Ric Flair, and they go, "I'm sitting here and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, and I'm not saying anything. I'm not making any sense, but I'm sitting here and I'm screaming." And that's what I'm doing. That's essentially my audition to be a commentator. Is I'm sitting here, I'm screaming, I'm not really saying anything of real substance or anything that actually adds anything to enhance the viewing experience, but I'm doing it anyway. That's what I'm doing. That's the commentary 101. You can have Peter Drury, who will have his poetry. You'll have Clive Tilsley, who's got his meticulous notes, and you'll have me, which is I'll scream. and mess up everyone's names at the same time. It's a goal by I can't really say his name, but I'm gonna scream. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, and it's always fun to do that. Oh, we're just seeing a little bit of an England package here. Let's see what they're saying. Oh, they're seeing the plane land. Oh, they rolled out the Euros carpet. Gareth Southgate off the plane as Harry Kane. I thought it was quite interesting as we see Kieran Trippier there. I saw the interview that Trippier did with Gary Neville, and he spoke about how he nearly went to Manchester United, called Manchester United like the biggest club in the world or something. And what was funny with that is I saw a lot of talk about Newcastle, they're in the mud, blah blah blah. I mean, people forget. I remember it was because it was right at the beginning of United View. I remember doing streams with Flex that summer. People forget how close that Trippier move was. And I remember hearing at the time sources were saying how close it was. And really, the only reason why it didn't end up happening is because United kept Dalot instead. That was the reality at the time. Because, and again, it's almost weird to think now because Dalot's the first choice right back at United. But at the time, it was Dalot just coming off being on loan at AC Milan, and there were real links linking him to Borussia Dortmund. And I think they wanted him permanently, and it didn't end up happening, of course. But there was kind of a feeling of, well, if he goes to Dortmund, then we'll get Trippier, because he was looking for a move away from Atletico Madrid, and he wanted to come back to England. Hence why he came back to Newcastle just 6 months later in January. But that move was pretty close, and in the end, it was the lack of departure from Dalot that kind of ended that one happening. Because again, at the time, forget Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was Wan-Bissaka's the starting right back. So it was more so Dalot. Is Dalot going to go? He's out on loan at Milan. Is he going to go to Dortmund? Blah, blah, blah. In the end, it's the right call because there's so much more longevity, isn't there, from Diogo Dalot. I mean, I know that people can say, well, Trippier, he's experienced and this, that, and the other. But, I mean, Dalot, how old's Dalot at the moment? And he just literally won Player of the Season. I mean, the argument to be made he should have won just Player of the Season in general. 25 years old. So it was the right call by United at the time, I think. But yeah, I think it's kind of funny the sort of discussion of he was close to joining Man United, and it was just a couple of years ago. People forget how quickly that was all happening. Ruben is the latest member of the UV Members Club. Welcome to you, Ruben. Although I think you might be an existing member rejoining or something like that because you got a blue badge. But big up to you. If you do wish to join the Members Club, you can do so. Links in the video description. It's also pinned in the chat. You get your badges, your emojis, your exclusive members-only content. You also get the back catalogue to all the episodes of UV Raw, which I think closing in on like 40 episodes, and they go way back to really the early days of United View 2. So, and they are truly behind the scenes. I mean, some of the episodes are just pure nonsense, nothing to do with football, just weird stuff happening at the studio. Or, I mean, there's one episode which I think is like 10-15 minutes of us just debating spicy food, legitimately. So that's always a lot of fun. Are we going to see a sub? I think we are. Number 8 for Italy is coming on, which is Jakub Moda. Wonder for who? Oh, you got to get the timer back. There you go. As Lewandowski on the bench again. Not expected to come on. He's got a thigh injury. 6 likes away from 200 if you haven't already. Click the like button. As we just wait for the referee's call. Szymanski. Moda on from Brighton. And we're off. Second half is underway in Hamburg. And they're just saying on commentary at the moment they're tributes to Kevin Campbell. Did mention this yesterday, but worth saying again, condolences to his family, his friends, his loved ones, as Kevin Campbell sadly passed away yesterday at the age of just 54, which is just really no age, isn't it? So thoughts and condolences go out to everyone affected by that, as well as the young goalkeeper from Millwall, who sadly passed away, Montenegrin international too, which I think at the age of 26 was, really, really sad. Oh, ball in, headed across, goal! Oh, nearly. I think it's poured away by Wojciech Szczesny in the end there. Nearly went back to Memphis Depay, but not so much. I expect a bit of a reaction here from the Netherlands, one would think. As in that first half, it's a bit flat. Gakpo. It was just about to have a shot there, Shouting, and it was blocked. Virgil van Dijk. Out to Cody Gakpo. So it looks like he's picking up where he left off. Overlap, Nathan Ake. Ball across goal. Cut back, but nobody there. And it's cleared away. I mean, Szczesny made some big saves in that first half. You would be expecting more from him. Just seeing this again, it was headed across goal by Dumfries, and again it was just kind of poured away by Szczesny. It was going back towards Depay. Looked like it was going to be a tap-in for him. But the former Arsenal goalkeeper preventing it. As a lot of the fans trying to sort of file back in. You're seeing actually the blue seats as the Polish and Dutch contingent trying to get back in. Simons went for a bit of a flick there. Didn't really pay off, but he's won it back. Schouten. Out to Gakpo. Oh, he felt like he was caught. Play carries on. Simons. Still on the ball. Is he going to take a shot? Does. Blocked. Gakpo back on here. Pass that way to Reinders. Blocked. And once again, same kind of story. Dutch going to have a lot of the ball. A lot of sort of last-ditch blocks and slide tackles from Poland. If they could get a point from this, they'd be absolutely over the moon, wouldn't they? Depay takes a shot miles out. Comfortable. Wojciech Szczesny, very comfortable. No problem. Prod by Palmeiras says Ake is used to seeing empty blue seats. Hey, I see what you did there. Nice little footwork. Szczesny just booed it out for a throw-in. I think he was looking for one of the wing-backs. Didn't happen there. Need to kind of calm down a little bit, Poland. Get maybe a bit of the ball here. Memphis. And Solomon puts it out for a throw-in. I've been impressed by him. He's the one that's looked a bit of a rock at the back. Plays for Lech Poznan, 33 years of age. Depay dropping a bit deeper. And Poland just kind of crowd him out in the end, win it back. Oh, a good turn. Oh, it's a bit unlucky. Just couldn't do it. I keep looking at Lewandowski on the bench. You can see his thigh wrapped up. There's no way again he comes on. I suppose the question is just going to be how available is he going to be just throughout the tournament in general. Solomon puts out for a throw-in again. Throw-in. Simons. It looks like maybe he's been maybe a bit of a word from Ronald Koeman at half-time to say, hey, get more involved. He looks a bit pissed off, to be honest. Ronald Koeman sitting there like this. He might make some changes a bit quicker than anticipated, actually. As Poland try and play out from the back. Tries to nip it over the top. Header one, though, in the end. By, I think it was De Vrij. Ake. No, it's Reinders. He does drop quite deep, doesn't he? Into the box. Puts it in. And just leaves it. Could have got out for a goal kick. Dumfries kind of slipped. Couldn't get on the end of it. Actually, it looks like Poland are going to make a pair of substitutions here. So they're not waiting very long at all. Which, to be fair, I do rate that from the Poland manager being a bit proactive. He's literally looked at this for 5 minutes, 6 minutes and just gone, no, we haven't woke up. We need a bit of freshness. We look a bit tired. We've got to put people on. Shouten. And it's gone back to Wojciech Szczesny. There's definitely, I think, that's quite proactive from the coach, which I think is the right move. Oh, look, who's gone down? Is that Simons? Simons gone down holding his throat. I mean, immediately he went down holding his throat. Has he been hitting the windpipe or in the jaw or something? He looks in a lot of discomfort. Let's see if we can see anything from it. Oh, yeah, he does. He gets an elbow. Elbow right in the throat. Or just kind of a forearm. Could be a bit painful. Try to have a bit of a gasping for a bit of breath. I mean, it's not really an elbow, Ronald Koeman. But he might need a minute or two to kind of get his breath back. But Simons looks to be okay. We'll be waiting to see these Poland substitutions come on. There's, what is it, 2 changes, I think? Yeah, 2 substitutions. Which, again, I think is quite proactive by the Poland coach, realising they are flagging a little bit. They can't last the whole 90 with that kind of pressure. And maybe it's a bit of an idea that, hey, there's a bit of vulnerability about Netherlands. Maybe we need to go for it a little bit. It's going to be a foul, surely. Van Dijk does that. That's maybe the second time he said it. I think he's walking on a bit of a tightrope to see if he gets booked. Is it a foul? Yeah, it's a foul. He does knee him, he knees him in the leg first, I think. But Van Dijk, you notice that he's very aggressive. That ball comes into sort of that midfield area. He'll jump right in from the centre-back position, try and win it back. Here we go. Poland. Ball across goal. Oh, De Vrij just managed to sort of flick it away. Tries to chest it. And now is the opportunity for... Oh, it's a brilliant pass. He might be offside. It's Cody Gakpo. Out to Xavi Simons. Simons! I think it's blocked. I thought he may have been off. Anyway, But it's another opportunity. Look at this. Look at this pass. Now that's a better pass by Reinders. That's the kind of pass I was saying about earlier on. Looking for a bit of quality through the middle. And Simons, it's not even blocked it, I think. He just sliced it. Is it a goal kick? Not good enough. So a double change for Poland. Abanski is off. And Zaberski is on. And Romanchuk in the middle is coming off. And Schleich coming on. Pronunciation is flying, isn't it? But just a straight swap in midfield from Romanchuk coming off, which again I think is probably the right move just to make sure you get a bit of fresh legs in there. And a straight swap up front. And that's going to be a throw into Poland. I've got Ronald Koeman picking up the ball. He wants to set the pace himself. He's a top player, Ronald Koeman. 55 minutes, 1-1. That's another one from Wojciech Szczesny. Another really shitty kick. That's twice now. I'll be looking at him going, come on, we've got to try and keep the ball here. But I'm not shocked that they made those subs. They needed something a bit fresh. Oh, nice pirouette there. Zaderski just surrounded by everyone there. But he's got it back here. It's not good enough. Not good enough. Wayward passes. When you haven't got a lot of the ball, when you do have it back, then you just got to be able to keep it. You've got to be smarter, more technical. Take better care of it. And now the Netherlands have the ball again. I mean, Netherlands still dominating possession, nearly 70% of it. That's when you're saying, you know, they've been under the cosh in this half, Poland. But at the same time, I mean, they're saying how many big saves have Szczesny had to make really in the game. First half he did. The goal they scored was quite fortunate. Reinders, I mean, look at him surrounded by white shirts immediately and cleared by Szczesny. Now Poland have the ball back. This is where you say, take better care of it. Zaluski's travelling actually there. Keeps travelling down the left. Cuts it back. Oh, yeah. It's a foul. I mean, it was a dramatic fall. It was a very dramatic fall. But he's done very well. Look at him. There's no contact. I don't think that was a foul at all, by the way. I thought it when he went down. It's one of those ones, you know when they just jump up in the air and go like this, go, ugh. That's what it was like. But they got their goal from a set piece, from a corner. Is this going to be another one for Poland? It's a massive chance. Look, they made most of it in the first half. Zalemski. Not as good of a delivery. Couldn't really beat the first man. Reinders gets the head to it. But can Poland reset here? Get it back in the box. I'll tell you what, switches on. If it's there, switches on. Gives it to him. Zielinski. Zalewski. Gets the ball in. It's a good ball, actually. Back post. Takes a touch. Shoots! Oh, it's a save by Verbruggen. Oh. This is what I mean. They're vulnerable, Netherlands. They are vulnerable. There's another shot. And it's right down the throat of Verbruggen. Manages to hold that one. That was a chance. Brilliant ball into the box. And he's free at the back post. And he takes the touch. And I don't know if he really gets the contact great. That's actually a bit of a deflection from Ake. And Verbruggen just manages to do enough. But that's what I'm saying. As much as the Netherlands have had the ball and they do look dangerous, they are vulnerable. And that should hopefully serve as a bit of an injection to Poland just to go, look, if we just stay in the game, we will get chances. There are chances in this one. Oh, what a tackle. Flies in. Crunching tackle. Brilliant. Gets the ball. Referee's happy with it. Love that. Full-blooded. Football's back. And look at them trying to really pressure the Netherlands here. Be interesting to see if the Netherlands player's still down. Oh, no, he's fine. Shock. He's right back up. And headed all the way back to Szczesny. And again, I think that chance, that shot, and a couple of the saves by Verbruggen, I think just serves as a bit of a wake-up for Poland of going, yeah, that's all right, we're back in this. I tell you what, going down the left-hand side, Zielinski, and that's another corner. They scored from one in the first half, and suddenly Poland have woke up in the Netherlands. Oh, maybe they took a bit of a jab on the nose, and they've gone, oh, might have to go back a bit. As we head into, we're in the 60th minute now. Second corner of the game, of course, their first second corner of the game, first corner led to a goal. Is this going to happen again? I mean, the marking from the Netherlands first time round was not all that. Ball in. Oh, nearly again. It was nearly towards Bednarek. And Simon hooks it away, but there's nobody there. What was he doing there, Poland? Terrible touch. And suddenly, the Netherlands are dropping off quite a lot here. Poland getting a lot of the ball. Ball over the top here. Takes it on his chest. Oh, nearly. Just swept up by Nathan Ake. But it's I'm telling you, it's there. That's a poor kick by Verbruggen. Poland put it out back to the left-hand side. Ball in. Headed away by Van Dijk this time. They've just completely dropped off in the last 5 minutes. Suddenly, Poland have just got this injection of something. And Netherlands on the ropes a bit here. Ball in behind. It's a great pass. If he can cut it back across. Zaderski goes all the way back. It's still in the box. Zalewski, it's over the bar. Flag's now gone up. But Poland have just woke up. And the combination of the Netherlands just suddenly not being able to keep the ball. That ball in behind's always there. That ball's over the top there. Ronald Koeman's got to make some changes. Because it is not working. We're just seeing the replay of that save from Verbruggen. Deflection from Ake. Just Josh Media's in the chat. He's saying believe. I think Poland do. I think Poland absolutely believe. They're right to. So Verman and Simons are off. And who's coming on for them? Gigi Wijnaldum's coming on. And Malen is coming on. Plays for Borussia Dortmund, I think. Used to play for PSV. Oh, and another bad pass. And here comes Zielinski. Ball back across goal. Oh, nearly again. I'd say Netherlands all over the place. They've just completely capitulated, it feels like. Out of possession. They're just a mess. And I think, again, a lot of big teams will be looking at this going, we'll do these. Jakub Moder. How's Zielinski again? Suddenly it's now Poland. I mean, dominating the game for the last 10 minutes. Tell you what, their passing's been crisp. And again, I don't know if it's necessarily the early subs from the Poland coach. I don't know if it's the fact that just it is. I mentioned this quite a lot. Momentum's a funny thing in football, isn't it? You get a couple of chances, force their keeper to make a couple of saves, and suddenly that just kind of like belief where you just go, we're in this game, we can do this. The throw by Dumfries. Oof. Not a good header, but wins it back. Have they given a foul? I think they have. So it's a free kick to the Netherlands. I suppose the one thing they just want to be a bit cautious with now, Poland, is now that they're trying to be able to get on the pitch a little bit more, are there going to be those gaps for Netherlands to play in? But their on the ball has been so poor at points that I don't even know if they'd have faith that they're going to play well in those gaps. But what a contrast of a second half first sort of 5-10 minutes properly had to weather the storm, and now they're kind of on top. Here's Cody Gakpo, though. Reinders, edge of the box. Marlon shoots. Oh, it's Dumfries just wide. Flashes wide of the goal. And by the way, Denzel Dumfries has got a perpetual scowl on his face, hasn't he? Proper, like... Another one we've been linked to. Get it across. Was it a deflection? I'm not sure if it was. And goes all the way up to Van Dijk at the back. Starlord says Netherlands are overrated. And Harold says, are they even rated in the first place? Well, I think there's always an expectation, isn't there, with the Netherlands? But, yeah, it's been not amazing by them, has it? Here's Gakpo. Reinders gives it to Memphis Depay. And hooked away. There hasn't actually been a draw in this tournament yet. Maybe this will be the first one. I don't know. There's a goal in this game somewhere. Depay, good feet. Dispossessed, though. He hasn't done all that much, particularly in the second half, has he? Memphis. And once again, nice play by Poland, playing it out from the back. Hooked it away. Good touch by Nathan Ake. That is one player actually from the Netherlands that I would say you could probably say has done well. Is Nathan Ake. I think Ake's really tidy on the ball. He's got great touch, doesn't he? Looks really comfortable. So that is a player where you go, actually, he's done all right. But I think a lot of some of the players that started this game, you would go, I don't know. Simons didn't do all that much. A lot of expectation on him to come off. Reinders, not really seeing that much from him. Veerman, he came off. I said two holding midfielders, Veerman, Schouten, not all that much from. Memphis, he's not touched the ball that much in the second half. And the biggest discussion about him has been his headband. But there's still time. De Vrij, switch over to Ake. Gakpo tries to put the ball in towards Memphis again and just swept up. Once again swept up by Solomon, who, as I mentioned, I think's done really well. Number 2 for Poland, Solomon. 33 years old, plays in Poland. And hey, what counter-attack's on here? They've got a chance. He's going to keep going by himself. He might. And De Vrij manages to sweep up. He looked like he was a bit unsure of what he wanted to do. The Polish number 7, which is Sawicki. And Verbruggen rolls out. What are we at? We're into the 68th minute here. 1-1. An early Poland goal. Ruled out by Cody Gakpo. Deflected effort later on. Both goals in the first half. Still nothing in the second. Netherlands came out strong, but kind of wilted a little bit. Game was pretty evenly contested, actually. Marlon, corner ball. Marlon's come on for Simons, and actually, he's looked a bit dangerous. Dumfries. Oh, good pass. Cuts it back. Oof. And Memphis again. Nothing from him. What other options do they have up front? They could bring on Xerxes. They could bring on Weghorst. I don't know. If I'm Ronald Koeman, I'd be looking at maybe swapping out Depay. I'm not really seeing anything from him today. I mean, if he were to bring on like a Weghorst, he'd probably be for both. But Xerxes, who only just got into the squad recently with someone dropping out. Of course, he's been linked to a move with United this summer. Good tackle there by Bednarek. If you haven't already, be sure to click the like button, by the way, guys. Subscribe too. 10 subscribers away from 169,300. As we are about to enter the final 20 minutes or so of this one. Still level. That's a ball over the top by Van Dijk. Marlon, good touch. Off the right-hand side. As mentioned, he's looked a bit more dangerous than Simons did. Oh, spun by Depay. Good save. In the end, it was Dumfries, and Szczesny was quickly off his line to smothers it. And that's a foul by Memphis Depay. And I mentioned that Marlon's maybe looked a little bit more dangerous already than Simons. Let's have another look at this. He runs in. That's a better spin by Memphis Depay. It's good goalkeeping by Wojciech Szczesny. Just comes out, gets his foot to it in the end. "70 minutes, 1-1. 20 minutes left, plus stoppage time." Game does have a bit of an ebb and flow to it, though, doesn't it? Because, as I said, at the start of the half, all the Netherlands, then Poland got that reprieve, couple of shots. Suddenly, Netherlands looked like they were a bit on the ropes. Now, Netherlands are growing back into it again. But I think you see the Poland coach there, who, by the way, is dressed very smartly. Talk about a three-piece suit. But he's done, I think tactically, he's done a good job. And what I do rate about him is that he made those subs early. He literally waited, 5 minutes in the second half. Saw his team was tired and was like, I need to change it. Proactive coaching. Sometimes a lot of coaches, they wait too long, they leave it too late. And as we've spoken about quite a bit over the last few days, in international tournament football, you just got no time for that. Because you lose a game, you're already in immediate pressure. All balls in, headed away. Once again by Salomon. Ake. Reinders. Gakpo. He's been much more quiet in this half as he was in the in comparison to the first half. Reinders. Gives it back out to Marlon. He puts a ball in. Headed away. Oh, it's poor. I'll tell you what, that Swiderski's come on, and a couple of times he's given the ball away for Poland. I'm not too certain about him. There's De Vrij. Poland right back in their shape. You can see they've got that full-on back five. But they do have two up front. They've got a back five, but they've got two up front who can press each centre-back, so they can be occupied. Prod by Palmeiras says, do you think we'll see Kobe start today? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Again, I think we're going to see Trent in midfield. So I don't think we do, unfortunately. Ake with a space on the Dutch left-hand side. But Poland, once again, they're in their shape. They're good at getting people behind the ball. And actually, it's not as if they just sit in there as well. They're really well drilled, and they do press really well. They double up. Marlon. That's a good block by Zalewski. As you can see, particularly over on the left-hand side for the Netherlands. As I mentioned, Gakpo, now in the first half, he was getting a lot of freedom. Now in the second half, they've kind of doubled up on him a bit more and getting out to him. But they've got to be weary of Marlon. He's having a bit of the ball here. As Depay takes this corner, whips it in. It's a good one, headed over the bar. I think it's De Vrij. He's a bit upset and frustrated with that one. Maybe thinks he should do a bit better. Let's take a look. Maybe he should do a bit better. What about, 10 yards out, something like that? I tell you what, Virgil van Dijk throughout this game has been, gesticulating quite a lot, hasn't he? As Wojciech Szczesny is going to take this goal kick. Goes long. Are they going to win that header? No, Van Dijk wins it. Goes all the way back, though, to Szczesny, perhaps in a bit of an awkward area, really. And Szczesny, he's kind of had to shep it out for a throw-in. That's the kind of thing you forget with Szczesny. He can be a bit erratic at points. Remember the days for Arsenal? He used to, a couple of times. Because he's got a mistake in his locker. Or Wojciech. It's a good throw and good switch. Look at that. Great pass out. And here's Zalewski. Great technique, great switch. Overlapping run. He's into the box. Across goal. Oh, headed away by Ake. It's there. Is that a foul? A bit of a collision off the ball. Play on. Another ball in. In swinger. Verbruggen claims very well. But I'll tell you what, that switch, that pass was fantastic. One of those sort of slicing across it. Great technique across the pitch. And if you've got players that can do that in your team, do it more often. But nearly 15 minutes left. Still no goal. But I don't know. I feel like you would be surprised if this one does end up level. There is something there in this game. It feels like anyway. Ake. Netherlands facing France next up. It's going to be a great game. It's a good group, this group, isn't it, really? Particularly with this Poland side. I was a bit unsure about how strong this Polish side would be. But if this is the kind of effort and fight they're going to put in and how well drilled they're going to be in, then they'll have a good go in this. I mean, I think France won't have a problem with them. But it'll be interesting again to see how well Austria do. It'll be interesting to see not only this Netherlands side, I don't think is beating France. And depending on how well drilled Austria is, I think Austria could cause Netherlands a massive problem because I have not been blown away at all. And again, Austria have done very well in qualification. They've had some big scalps. And I think they could really pose Netherlands a bit of an issue. I mean, let me know in the chat. Who do you think wins out of Netherlands and Austria? I mean, obviously, I know we've seen Netherlands for 76 minutes here. We haven't seen Austria yet. But that could be something to keep an eye out for. This group could be something to keep an eye out for. De Vrij. I mean, what was that? Shouting again. And it's not the first time he's done that in this match. That's like, I must be, 4 or 5 times I think he's done that in this match. Where he's passed it straight out for a throw-in or straight out for a goal kick. He's had an absolute stinker today. Zelinski's coming off for Poland. Captain's Armand is getting to Wojciech Szczesny in goal. And like we've spoken about before, it's interesting, isn't it, international football, because, you know, usually the coaches can be a bit sort of dinosaur coaches, can't they? And that can kind of hurt teams. If you've got a well-coached side, that can take you places. In tournament football, it's not the best team that wins. The team with the best players or whatever, excuse me. You know, not even the best team wins the tournament. It's about getting a bit of luck, the right draw, coaching, getting your tactics right on the day. It's a good kick by Szczesny. I'll tell you what, a bit of a slip there by Dumfries. And De Vrij covers. It's out for a throw-in, though, to Poland. Podby Palmeiras says, if Austria keep the ball well, it'll be a long day for Netherlands because they look clueless out of possession. Crafty says, for all the years I've watched Netherlands, they've never done well, maybe one time. Bakamora says, I think Netherlands beat Austria, but France is destroying them. Prod by Palmeiras says, Jose is prime for international coaching, in my opinion. Not pretty, but effective, and he won a trophy. I'm really excited for the day that Jose does do it. Obviously, we know he's doing Fenerbahce, but I agree with you. I think he'd do all right. And he'd just be box office at an international tournament, wouldn't he? Of course he would. Jadine says, Owen, no Hoyland watch long. We'll be doing the England game later on, so I've got to have some rest, otherwise I'll just pass out. We'll be doing probably a Hoyland watch long at some point, though, of course. Not only for the England game, but maybe another one. Depends on the schedule. And Wout, the GOAT. That's right, it's the GOAT. Wout. Weghorst is coming on. Hey, scores goals for the Netherlands. I know he was never good enough for Man United yet, but I do have a soft spot for him for his availability. You know. Ball in. Oof. I have a soft spot for Weghorst for his availability and for his performance at the Nou Camp in the 10 against Barcelona, which he did really well. Like, shockingly well that day. Ten Hag for a bit of a tactical curveball. It was Weghorst in the 10, and it worked. We deserved to win that game. We were really unfortunate. What was it, 2-2? But we're heading into the final 10 minutes. Still 1-1. This has been a really enjoyable match. I've enjoyed this. Got to have some enjoyment before England play later on. That's blocked. Netherlands throw-in. If you haven't already clicked the like button, a reminder, there's going to be that England match view coming later on. And the goal scorer, Cody Gakpo, is coming off. Of course, he had the deflected goal. I mean, that's the other part of it, really. The goal the Netherlands scored was a pretty fortunate one. It was a poor error in terms of a clearance and a deflection in. Apart from that, I mean, how much have... Memphis is off. That's the right decision by Ronald Koeman because Memphis Depay's done nothing. So Jeremy Frimpong and Wout Weghorst are on. And I think definitely, I mean, Gakpo had touched it far, far, far less than he did in the first half. So I can kind of understand that one. And Memphis done a whole lot of nothing. Really. So Weghorst is on. We're going to pump it into the box perhaps. There goes Frimpong, and it goes out for a goal kick. Still under contract, Burnley, Weghorst. As Memphis shakes the hands of everyone on the bench. And that's what I was saying. I was saying, you know, when you wear the big white headband and the number 10 and all that kind of stuff, you got to deliver. Didn't happen. didn't happen. Gandafree says, can't wait to see you screaming at Southgate later on. Well, look, I hope that's not going to be the case. I hope. But, and again, it's not hate watching or anything like that. That's a good ball. Oh, keeper does really, really well. Kirior missed it. Szczesny comes out, sweeps it up. As we enter the final 8 minutes. And now, really, you're probably looking at Poland just going, let's just hang on. Although if they get a set piece. Marlon, free kick. Schouten. Dumfries. And actually, Frimpong's gone wide out right. So it looks like Marlon's actually gone a bit more central. Ake. Into the box. Weghorst! I told you! I told you he would! I told you he would! If there was ever a guy that was going to score, it was going to be Wout Weghorst. I told you it was going to be him. He always scores for the Netherlands. He always scores for the Netherlands. In big tournaments, in big matches, that's what he does. Because he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Weghorst. Somewhere there's Hayley. She's galloping and doing all that kind of stuff because that's what he does. The horse. Feed the horse and he will score. Bring him back because he's the GOAT. He always scores goals. Weghorst. That's what happens. Memphis Depay, hang your head in shame. Give him the headband and the armband. Give him it all. Look at this. Ake gets it across. And he just manages to get across the centre-back. Puts it under Szczesny. And I've praised the centre-back. Actually, to be honest, I think Szczesny should do better. Look, actually goes under him. Goes under the goalkeeper. What, Wojciech, what are you doing? He leaves that bit up. It's gone under there. But give Weghorst the headband. Memphis Depay, nothing. Look at him with the white headband and the gold on it. The only gold is goals, and that's Wout Weghorst. That's what he does. Scores goals. He always has, he always will. Just not for Man United. But he's the GOAT. I said I've got a soft spot for him. Louis van Gaal knew at the World Cup. He brought him on. He scored goals. Does it here for the Netherlands again. International. Feed the horse. He will always score. What does it say? You can take a horse to water. You can't make it drink. But you can make it score goals. Because that's what he does, Wout Weghorst. What's that all about? Oh. Veggie is not leggy. Ever. National hero, isn't he? That's what he is. Because he's the GOAT. I will always have a soft spot for Wout Weghorst. Always. For his commitment, for his desire. When he scored at the World Cup for the Netherlands. When we beat Brighton in the penalty shootout and he sprinted to the other end of the pitch to the big knee slide. Look at that. Great finish. Gets across the centre back. I've been praising him all game, Solomon. Who, by the way, and again, that's why I say Memphis Depay, not all that. Memphis Depay got gobbled up by Solomon all game. No problems. Weghorst on 5 minutes, gets across him, goal. So that happens, you get on a real striker. Proper. And now the stadium in Hamburg is a-bouncing with orange delight. Thanks to Wout Weghorst. And again, if I'm Memphis Depay, again, I'm taking the headband off and going, this belongs to you. This belongs to you, sir. Sir Wout. You know, if backup striker, you know, kind of backup striker, you know, maybe we need, you know, support Rasmus. Maybe. I'm joking, of course. Nathan Ake's off. Mickey van der Ven's on. That is one thing about the Netherlands squad, yeah, is they've got brilliant defenders on the bench. And it goes to Verbruggen. But, I mean, as much as I'm screaming at the top of my lungs and making no sense about Wout Weghorst, what I will say is the Netherlands have not impressed me at all in this game. And Poland are a bit unfortunate. But when you've got what some people are describing as the Dutch stretched out Messi in Wout Weghorst, then you've got no chance. It doesn't matter what kind of performance you're going to put in. Generational talent. That's, you know, wasted at Burnley. Generational. Generational Weghorst. Here is Weghorst again. Tried to pass it in behind. I think he was fouled. And he's down. He's holding his shin, I think. Or maybe his calf. I mean, actually, I think they ended up with the ball in the back of the net from Marlon. Yeah, it's a little nibble. Little nibble on Weghorst. And you can hear a lot of noise in the stadium. And you can't see, in the camera angle you see at the moment, you just see the Polish fans. It's not coming from them, definitely. And look at Lewandowski. He knows. I said that I thought there was a goal in it. And it was Wout, of course. It's got to be. And now it's just a case of can Netherlands hold on to the ball. Big header. But is there going to be one final chance for Poland? It might be. It might be. Zalewski. Petrov is in the box. Cuts it back. Oh, good save over Bruggen. Oh, side net. It's a top save, that. Now that's the best save of the bunch in the game. Down to his right-hand side, stretches out. It's going in the bottom corner. And that's why I've said I've not been blown away by the Netherlands at all. Look at this. That's a good save. Just manages to hook it. It's Van Dijk. Van Dijk can't do anything about it. And a good save. You would expect him to save. Save it, must be said. But it was a chance. And maybe there's one more left. I mean, I'll maybe give Ronald Koeman a little bit of credit, and some of his subs have worked, but I don't know if I see Netherlands doing all that much in this tournament, really. I think some of their sort of players that started left a lot to be desired. Simons, Depay, Veerman, Schouten. Not too convinced. What you really need is 11 Wout-Weghorst in your team, clearly. By the way, Gigi Wijnaldum has come on the pitch. Has he touched the ball since he's gone? I forgot he came on. I'm not sure if I've seen him touch the ball. MT Zan says, chill out. It's just one game. All right. It's okay. We're all having fun here. You know, just saying in this game I haven't been blown away by the Netherlands. I mean, it's not as if I said they're never going to win the whole thing. It's all right. It's cool. I think Poland have done really well. I think they might be a bit unfortunate not to get something out of this game. But it has been a fun watch. Good tempo, good atmosphere. Drama. Van Dijk, he's actually struggled at a couple of points in this one too. But, look, as long as you get the points on the board, that's all that matters. Sometimes with tournaments, you do tend to, well, you hope to sort of grow into them, don't you? And you've got to peak at the right times. Several teams have won tournaments where they've started off slow. I mean, famously, you know, Portugal won it. They drew all of their games in the group stage, didn't they, 2016? But like I said, it's about peaking at the right time. Van Dijk, oh, nearly got caught out there. Their course, he's giving it away, though. Takes a shot. Oh, Verbruggen holds it. I mean, Nelly went from 0 to 0 if he lost the ball. Keeper holds it well. 3 minutes left of stoppage time. 5 added in total. I'll tell you what, he sliced that kick for Bruggen. Oh, good touch. Oh. And there is Wijnaldum. He did touch the ball. Ball over the top. Goes all the way to Wojciech Szczesny. Is there a final chance? Well, considering that I mentioned Portugal when they drew their 3 games and they went through, there is a theory. That's out there saying that basically, if you win a game, chances are that might even be enough for you to go through. You just win 1. I mean, again, it depends on other factors. You're running the risk, clearly. But 4 points is enough to go through. 3 is. Hooked away. And every single player, apart from Wojciech Szczesny, was in the Dutch half there. Can they see the game out? Dumfries wins the ball back there, does well. Wijnaldum was blocked. Stayed in too. Oh, I tell you what. It's unlucky. He gets away with one there because they had no idea where that ball was. And it managed just to stay in. To go out, excuse me. And they're showing Robert Lewandowski on the picture there, if he'll be ready. As the Dutch fans making a lot of noise. There has been a very good watch. A very enjoyable game. Ball over the top. Goes down. Referee, is he going to give that a foul? No. But there will be food for thought from the Netherlands. But the important thing is you get the win. Get the points on the board. That's what international football is all about. I mean, that's what really, we talk about this a lot recently, haven't we? Talking about currency of football is results, victories and what have you. But that is so true in international football. You don't have time for good performances or anything like that. No, it's about wins. Zalewski takes a shot. Oh, it's tipped by Verbruggen. He was kind of stung the palms for a second there. Look at that. Hits it and just Verbruggen just managed to do enough. But that's it. That's full time. It may not be the most convincing victory for the Netherlands, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the full-time result. It is 2-1 to the Netherlands, and they pick up a victory. A late goal from Wout Weghorst in the 83rd minute secures it for the Netherlands. And unlucky for Poland. They played very well. Didn't get anything out of it, but that's it. That's the nature of international football. Again, it's about results. It's about picking up victories. Netherlands have some food for thought, but they've got the win. And Wout Weghorst gets the goal. Manchester United icon Wout Weghorst with the goal. And it'll be interesting to see if he's going to be starting next game. I think he should. I think I look at a lot of the attacking players from Netherlands today and didn't see all that much from them. Whether it's Reinders, Simons, Depay. Get Veggie up front. Feed the horse and he will score. Unless you're in a red shirt for Manchester United. Apart from that, probably not in the Premier League. But it doesn't matter. Netherlands get the victory today. A reminder, guys, I'm going to be live later on for England for my troubles. I'm gonna be live later on for my troubles for England. I'll be live. That game kicks off at 8 o'clock, so I'll be live about 15 minutes before, about 7:45, maybe a little bit earlier. We shall see. But I'll be live for that one. And I guess you can see me get very angry at Gareth Southgate and what have you, and carry that stuff over. So be sure to join me then. If you haven't already, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well, bottom right hand corner. Click the notification bell. Also a reminder, if you're wondering what's going on, is all the United stuff been paused because of the Euros? Absolutely not. We're going to have the regular Manchester United View content is not going anywhere. For instance, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m, Transfer View. I'll be back with Fleck. And the big shows that you guys come to see every single week, whether it's Flex and KG show, whether it's Full View, whether it's Trinitaire powered by Dangor, whether it's What the Devil, that's all going to be there. This is just extra garnish on top to enjoy the International Festival of Football this summer. So big up to everyone for tuning in. I'll be back later on. Peace!